All right, here we go. Facebook Live Challenge Day 5. And I'm trying it out on my computer. So my hope is that as it's building an audience where I can't see it tells me if I'm building an audience or not. I'm still trying to kind of figure out the whole setup with my computer versus my phone versus sideways. But I do have, this is I should have tagged him in it. This is like my cool Joey Little setup. I've got my right there, my mic and my pop filter, and it's all ready to go. So tonight I don't have a specific topic. I just said, day 5 going live. So I'm on this 30-day Facebook Live challenge. We'll give you a few minutes for some people to get in. And then I have a couple suggested topics, or certainly if people want to jump in here and suggest some topics or ask questions, I'm a participant in that as well. But I want to talk about some goal setting and some motivation, because those are two things that are really near and dear to me that I get excited about. So first thing is first, I'm going to try and get this up on my other screen here. Maybe. There it is. So that I've got a few notes and I have an idea of something that I'm talking about. Can you guys hear me okay? Is there anybody in the room that can tell me if you can hear me all right or not? Because I have not used this setup specifically. And I know I've got a few people tuned in and watching. So can you get a thumbs up? I know there's a little bit of a delay and so forth. Anyone? I'm just going to keep going and assume that it's working. So if it's not, I guess, then somebody will tell me that later, because they'll yell at me and say, oh my gosh, there's no audio. So the first thing that I learned tonight when I was getting ready to go live is that I need to clean my room. Okay, good. Sounds good. Thanks, Brendan. So I need to clean my room. So it's all a setup. All of this stuff is on the other side of the room that would be in my background. So I wanted to take a minute and, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about goal setting and motivation, because it is the beginning of the month. It's May. I'm in the auto business. I have a lot of people that I'm connected to in the auto business, and certainly if, for those people that are in the auto business, you go for, you sell throughout, well, actually any salespeople, not just in the automotive industry, but you go through that whole last month and you either go hero to zero or zero to hero. And if you're in sales, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so when we start off a new month like this, and I know we started the month yesterday, I've been talking with my people, the people that I work together with for the last 2 days, we've been talking about goal setting. And there's two big things to me that stand out when it comes to goal setting. First and foremost is belief and conviction that you're going to hit the goal that you're setting up. And what I mean by that is because a lot of people will throw it out there and they'll say, well, here's what I'm going to accomplish this month, whether it's for sales or business. And yes, I talk with my hands. Sales or business or schools, students, even within your family, people say, well, hey, here's what I want to accomplish. But oftentimes they don't have the belief themselves that they're going to accomplish that. That's one of the key components, I think, when you're going after to accomplish any goal, is you have to believe in it. And, I found that out over the years working in business, is that you'll be talking with somebody and you'll say, okay, well, what do you want to accomplish this month? And they say, well, I want to sell, 16 units, or I want to make X dollars, or here's what I'm going to go after and I'm going to accomplish with my family. I want to go on this vacation, or I want to go to this place, or I want to go there. And oftentimes you can tell just when they're talking with you that they don't really believe it themselves. And it's such a key component. And when I was working through this activity with the people I work alongside the last few days, one of the things I asked them, I said, well, how confident, on a scale of 0% to 100%, how confident are you that you're going to hit that goal this month? If you're going to tell me you're going to sell, let's say 20 cars, how confident are you that you're going to sell those 20 cars this month? And the interesting thing is when people are really put on the spot and they feel like, well, I can be absolutely honest with myself or with somebody else, oftentimes they're really hesitant. They go, well, I'm like 80% sure. Well, 80% sure doesn't really cut it. I mean, 80%, and the thing is, somebody will give you a goal to satisfy that somebody else's idea or ideal of a goal. Somebody will give you a goal to satisfy what they think you want to hear. But if you really put them on the spot and it says, okay, well, how confident at 100%? A lot of people, when they really ask themselves, say, well, I'm 80% or I'm 85% confident. Well, that's fine if you're betting with somebody else's money or somebody else's career, but what if you put your own on it? And that's where I've spun it around and talked to some people about it. I said, okay, well, would you be willing to bet your career on it? Would you be willing to bet your job on it? And then a lot of them are like, well, maybe not. I mean, if I was betting your money on it, I'd bet on it. But if it's mine, that's a different conversation. I don't know that if I want to bet mine on it like that. And so that's one of the things when you're going out and just at the core of it. And I'm not going to. I mean, I could spend hours talking about goal setting in its own, but when just the first and foremost, when we're here at the beginning of the month, the first thing as any sort of retail salesperson, student, family member, anytime you're going to set a goal towards something, first and foremost, you have to make that goal believable. How do you make it believable? It has to be achievable also. You have to, it has to be something that's realistic. Let's use automotive sales, for instance. If you sold 10 cars last month, is it realistic to expect that you're going to jump up and sell 25 just because you want to? Probably not without the tools. You need to take the time to build some tools, to surround yourself with some things, some additional training, some additional people, some additional mentors. Come up with a different methodology as to what you're going to do to hit that goal. What are you going to actually, take action on and try and achieve to hit that goal, rather than just saying it? So that's one of the things I've been talking about, in our business, in my business in the automotive industry, the last few days is talking about, okay, what is this person going to do to actually go after and achieve the goal, rather than just talking about it? So, moving on, let me read a few comments. Yeah, confidence at 100% and holding, absolutely love it, Zach. But I know how you roll. So, so here, hey Jason, how are you? That's one of the things I realized last night about Facebook Live is because I want to do this stuff and I wanted to have like 100% production value. I got to set up with my my mic and pop filter, or if it's my on my phone and so forth, going through and making sure that it's absolutely perfect. And I realized last night, in my opinion, and this is just one guy's opinion, anyone that's on this 30-day adventure, this 30-day Facebook Live challenge, you could agree or disagree with me, but one of the things that I think is Facebook Live has to be more conversational. My wife even said, she says, listen, you don't need to stop every time somebody makes a comment and have the conversation with them. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, actually I do. I need to stop and have a conversation every time someone makes a comment. So that's why I stopped for a second to take a look at the comment. They're over there on my screen if you're wondering. That's why I keep pointing that way. Like I said before, I talk with my hands, so it gets really exciting, at least in my own mind. So, hey Lily, thanks for tuning in. Scarlett, Stephanie, Jason, Ryan, we got a bunch of people kind of checking it out this evening. Thomas, you've been here every night, so hey, bound to make the magic happen, right? That's the saying. So next thing I want to talk about, and I know I could save it for multiple. It is the magic of today. That I could save this for multiple Facebook Lives. This one could be Facebook Live Day 6, but I just want to keep rolling because this is something that's very near and dear to me. Also, is trying to find your motivation. So I have kind of two topics. One, we're at the beginning of the month. What are you going to do to set some goals and really go after it? Two is then, what are you going to do to find your motivation to set those goals and actually follow through and hit them? So one of the things, first off, you got to understand, as much as I would like to say, hey, we're going to go out there and we're going to make the magic happen, we're going to sell 100 cars, we're going to kick butt, we're going to kill it this month and do really, really well, you have to understand that first and foremost, motivation at its core is need. It's need or want. You either have to need something or you have to want it bad enough to be motivated to go and get it. Now, sorry, I got to read this. Understand the subtext of goals you set. Yeah, absolutely. You have to understand what you're going after. Absolutely, Zach. So I'm going to try and stay on this. Like I said, my wife suggested this to me, so I'm going to try and stay on this, and then I'll hit the comments here kind of at the tail end. So when I'm talking about getting motivated at the beginning of the month, and yes, I got notes over there because I have to look at them. It's in my it came out of my head at some point, but I got to have the notes. So the thing is, motivation is need and want. You have to need or want something bad enough to go after and get it. So it doesn't just appear, right? It's not just a general willingness like, hey, I should go and do this. It's something that you actually have to want bad enough that your brain kicks into gear and goes after it and finds it. You have to want it so badly you can taste it. You live it, breathe it, think about it all the time. It's the hustle. It's just the excitement overall. And you can think about it. When you wanted something so badly, think about this. When you were a kid, kids are fantastic at motivation. Yeah, I know, right? Kids are fantastic at motivation. Why I say that? When you were a kid, you had no sales skills, you had no training, you had nothing but pure excitement and enthusiasm. Yet you were able to pull stuff off and get your parents to buy it for you and just sell the living daylights out of them. Right? Because, kids, in my opinion, they're the best salespeople because they don't take no for an answer. You know how I know? I have 3 kids. One of them is she's 5 years old right now, and she is an expert at not taking no. You guys that have kids know exactly what I'm talking about. They get motivated to find and want something, and there is nothing that gets in the way of wanting it or getting it. Excuse me. When is the last time that you were that motivated to go after it and with that childlike enthusiasm, energy, excitement, and just want and desire that you would get somebody to follow through and get it for you? Because somebody out there's got it for you. Everybody's a salesperson. It's just how are you going to go after it? So going down my line on my notes, okay, what are you going to do to get motivated? It's the beginning of the month. What are you going to do to go after your goals? What are you going to do to get motivated and get pumped up? Number 1, you got to dream big, right? Think huge. Get out of your own way. That's the biggest problem, right? With most people, fear. You've heard the statement. What does fear stand for? False evidence appearing real. We get all psyched out in our own brain, and what happens is you may start out dreaming big. You may start out being excited, but then you're able to convince yourself that you can't accomplish it, so you stop. It's a lot easier to do that, isn't it? So the thing is, you got to make sure that you stay dreaming big. You keep chasing that dream. You keep feeding the want, right? Second thing, when you're setting your goals, besides belief, you got to be specific. You got to write it down, right? That's one of the problems we see with a lot of people is they don't take the time to write things down. They don't, in general, people say, well, yeah, I want this. Want is easy, but unless you write it down, wanting it and getting an idea of it, that's one thing. But once you've written it down, then it's real. So you got to make sure that you're specific and you got to take the time to write it down. Next thing, when you're getting motivated, here's a hard one. Because you have to stay motivated to go through this. Make a list of 20 things that you can do to accomplish your goal. And yeah, see, false evidence appearing real. See, I get sidetracked by the comments. I love it. False evidence appearing real. Don't let last month ruin you. Absolutely, Brandon. People get so focused on the past, and I say that this is one of my favorite things. This is off it's a side topic. I say it to my kids regularly. Think about this for a second. You can learn from the past, but you can't live there. Right? You can learn from the past, but you can't live there. If you want to move forward, just learn it and move on. Live in the present, live in the future, right? Live in the now. Just keep moving forward. So, as I was saying, when we're getting motivated, beginning of the month, setting goals, dreaming big, writing your goals down, be specific, specificity, right? I said this a while back. Money loves specificity. Anybody that's successful, that's making money, you'll understand the statement. Money follows specificity. The next thing, and here's where I was saying you got to stay motivated. Find 20 things and write them down. 20 things that'll get you closer to the goal. 20 things that'll get you closer to the number of sales. 20 things that'll get you closer to what it is you want to accomplish. 20 things that'll get you closer to the car, the boat, the house, the vacation. 20 things. If you spend the time to write down 20 things that will get after that goal, here's what happens. You'll write down 10, 11, 12, 15 of them. The first ones, they'll be pretty easy because you kind of know what it is to get there. The last ones, they'll be tougher. And the interesting thing is the things that you think won't work may be the things that allow you to pull it off. And it takes motivation. It takes a lot of want and a lot of desire to take the time to actually just sit down and write down those 20 things. It really does. The next thing, you got to visualize what it'll look like when you hit your outcome. Do you know what it looks like when you get there? Even if it's not real right now, I've heard all kinds of different sayings. First off, you know, the material world is first created right here. And so that's the deal, is first off, you got to visualize what it looks like when you get there. You don't even have to know what the path looks like. You just have to know how you want it to look. Right? And it may not look that way when you get there, but I will tell you, I promise you, when chasing after that goal, whatever it is, if it's a set of sales for the month, if it's whatever it is, you keep chasing after that. When you get there, it'll look a heck of a lot better than had you not. Just consider that. Last one, and this one's a good one, right? And well, in my opinion, it's all good, right? In my opinion, you have to have a peer group that can dream as big as you can and is willing to hold you accountable to chase your dream. And there's all kinds of different things. People say, oh my gosh, you know, I clicked a button. I'm still live. Okay. You'll oftentimes, man, that's the bad thing about talking with your hands and having a wireless keyboard in front of you, right? The last thing is, like I said, you got to have a peer group that has as big a set of dreams and goals as you do. Because I've heard the saying, you are the sum of your 5 closest friends. You know, your income's the sum of your 5 closest friends. Your attitude is the sum of your 5 closest, in your peer group. And so you have to have a peer group that is willing to support those dreams. The thing is, successful people, their success won't discount your success. Somebody said that earlier today. I don't remember if I heard it in a Facebook Live earlier or if I saw it somewhere, but that's one of the, I think I maybe saw it in one of my social media channels. It's like, okay, well, successful people, you being successful isn't going to harm somebody else's success. That's the thing. Successful people understand that, right? People that make money get that. You being successful, that doesn't affect or harm me. I mean, it may affect me if you want to take me along for the ride, right? My success may affect you if I'm going to take you along for the ride. But in general, success isn't going to harm somebody else. The only reason people try and prevent you from your success, you have the negators and the crummy people and that kind of deal. The only people those negative and crummy people that are surrounded there is not because they're worried about your success, they're worried about their lack. And so they got to keep you in their place. They want So I don't know if you caught that. It said I had a poor wireless connection. Ironically, I'm not wireless. I'm on my desktop. So what I was saying is your success or my success, it doesn't harm anybody else. When people are trying to keep you, when they're telling you you can't do it, when they're trying to keep you from your success, most often those people, it's not because they are not successful or they don't want to see you successful. It's because of their lack, and they want to keep you at a level that they can see eye to eye with you, if that makes sense. So that, for me, I mean, that's all I got. Unless I know I got a whole bunch of comments. Writing it down, 20 things, dream big, looks like a massive yacht on the ocean. Absolutely, Jason. I love a massive yacht on the ocean. Millions, baby. Of dollars. I can already smell the salt air. So again, for everyone tuning in tonight, thank you so much for joining me for day 5 of my day 5 Facebook Live video during the week. I kind of made a decision. I'm going to try and keep it the Mike Phillips theme, keep that motivation and leadership and management and automotive during the week. And then probably Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to do it in kind of a relaxed conversational fashion, because that's just me. But one thing I am going to do is I'm going to nail this Facebook 30-day live challenge. So Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and spending a little bit of time with me tonight. Thanks for all the comments. Appreciate all the likes, the loves, the stuff going on. And really, to the other people that are participating in this challenge, one, if you're not, get on it. I'm telling you, it's even now, like tonight, I was like, what am I going to talk about? How exciting is this? Do I really have something that somebody's going to want to listen to on a Tuesday night at 9:30? And the cool thing is, yeah, and then we can archive it and rock and roll from there. So, you know, it is, there's still, ironically, you're sitting by yourself recording the stuff, and at the end of it, you can delete a video, and there's nerves and there's kind of some excitement, but it's still, for me, it's like, okay, well, we'll go in there, figure out what we can talk about in a video, get some people pumped up, have some fun, and hopefully add some value to some other people that are taking the 10, 15, 20 minutes to listen. So if you're not on the challenge, get on it. If you are on the challenge, you're inspiring. That to me is awesome, because I try, I mean, I have a job and other stuff going on, but I do. There's lots of guys I try and tune in, Jason and Jared and Dan, and yeah, Scarlett, we see you in yours too, and many of the people that are doing them. I watched Matt Koenig earlier tonight, and he's always something that's just, you know, there's so much awesome content and awesome information out there. So I'd encourage you, get on it, tune in, listen. Request for a topic. Purpose. Like, what's your purpose, Nancy? Or what's the, I love stuff like this. Motivation, purpose, leadership, and so forth. Okay, I'll come up with a topic. That might be one I have to write down so I don't mess it up. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and keep rocking it the rest of the week. Facebook Live Challenge, that's the end of day 5. Thanks for tuning in.